Okay, this is a head scratcher. A head scratcher is a confusion or question I have related to what the Calvinist or the Reformed or tulip theology people teach. The head scratcher is, can an Ethiopian change his skin or a leopard its spots? Neither can you do good who are accustomed to doing evil. This is occasionally, and I haven't been fair for a while in some of my videos, so I'll be fair. I know not all Calvinists would teach this. I know not all Reformed people would come to this scripture and use it as a proof text. But some, and I repeat, some Calvinist, Reformed, tulip people come to this particular scripture and say, see, you're born wicked. You're born totally depraved. You cannot change who you are. God must reach into your heart irresistibly and change who you are fundamentally so that you can begin to want Jesus. So with all that said, let's just go through this for a second. My very first question, and you can read some of that. I'm trying to be fair again. The very first question, can an Ethiopian change your spots? And I'm scratching my head. And I suppose it could mean, I'm not a scholar by any means, it could mean what the Calvinists teach. But the first question is there anything about birth or beginning in the verse that we just looked at? Let's look at it again. Can an Ethiopian change his skin? It doesn't say after an Ethiopian is born in his skin. It doesn't talk about skin being evil. It doesn't talk about a condition from birth. It doesn't talk about a decree. All it says is someone that's already in a certain state of skin, can they change it on their own? Well, I don't know. So below, you're going to look for yellow highlights as we go through the whole chapter quickly. The yellow highlights show how these Ethiopians got their skin and why they can't change it. So here it is. Anything that's highlighted in yellow is important. And again, there's all the scripture. I think this is the NIV version, by the way. So this belt was now ruined completely. Wait a minute. Was the belt originally in a different perfection? Yes, the belt was brand new, but now it's been ruined. Let's read on. The Lord is talking. He's talking to Jeremiah, telling Jeremiah what he should say. These people were wicked. Now, again, it doesn't say from birth. All it says is they're in a certain frame of mind, a certain skin, like the Ethiopian, but we're not even to the Ethiopian skin yet. But, how did they become wicked? Well, they refused to listen to my words, says God, and they follow their own stubbornness of hearts. And what do? They go running after other gods after they know who I am. I've already saved Moses. I already parted the Red Sea. And since I gave you this belt analogy, the belt was perfect. And it becomes wicked or useless. And what? Well, they become an unchangeable Ethiopian-like skin because they have not listened. And yeah, God puts them over to that, but not from birth, not from their beginning. Okay, so again, here's the whole thing. I'm going slow, hopefully, so you can stop it. Again, God's talking. Do not be arrogant. Come back, give glory to the Lord. Do that before you stumble, because if you do not listen, if you continue in your pride, I think it's interesting that these people that are sinning are called the Lord's flock, especially since Calvinism, Reformed, Tulip, not all of you, take us to John 10 and say, see, the sheep have a relationship, and the sheep are elect, and the sheep listen. Well, this group of sheep didn't listen. They were lost, and they needed to be found. The Lord is telling people they're at fault, which implies they can listen. The Lord is telling them that they've gone after gods, which seems to say they have a choice. Continuing on, and Judah will be carried into exile. This is my consequence for arrogance, for not listening, for following false gods. Okay. Again, some ideas about John Calvin and Arthur W. Pink. By the way, the red is my thinking on this whole chapter. Okay, so then verse 22, 23. So ask yourself, why has this happened to me? Even God is telling Jeremiah to tell the people, why are you becoming an Ethiopian who can't change his spots? Because you've been wicked so long. You've gone your own way so long. You haven't listened to me for so long that you're going to become like a useless belt. I'm not going to allow you the privilege to share my word and be the people set apart. I'm not going to allow you to be blessed. Can a leopard change his spots? Well, why not? Well, read on. Because you've forgotten. You've forgotten me, my words, my teachings. Because you became adulterers, lustful. That's enough. Can an Ethiopian change his spots? Well, not if their choice for 20, 30, 40, 50 years of their life was evil, other gods, and not obeying the God who set them free, the God who chose them, not because they were good, not because they were big or strong, not because they were special. Is that Deuteronomy 7 or Exodus 7? I can never remember. Anyway, Ethiopian can't change their spots if they've become wicked on their own, and God chooses to leave them in their wicked depravity so as to be punished, divinely disciplined here on earth. Head scratchers abound.